Hello everyone and welcome to another casual review. Today I'm talking about Ikenfell. Ikenfell takes place at a school that teaches witches and wizards magical abilities, so I will be making quite a lot of comparisons between this and Harry Potter if you don't mind. The plot starts with a young girl known as Marite. At least I think that's how you pronounce her name. I've only read it. And she is an ordinary girl without any magical abilities, and she is trying to travel to the school of Ikenfell in search of her witch sister who never returned home during the summer like she normally does. As she gets closer and closer to Ikenfell, she discovers that she has magical abilities on her own. And while that's just the intro of this plot, there's a lot more at play here. Basically, Ikenfell, the whole school is in disarray, and it is up to Marite and the friends that she gathers along the way to fix whatever is causing magic to go crazy here. You meet a ton of charming characters along the way, and the voice really comes through this animated text similar to something like Undertale if you've ever played that, where you can really read what the character is saying and what they're all about and their personality. It just comes through so flavorfully in this animated text. I like how each character has their own personality and magics. So Marite is basically like the first fire mage. There's never been a witch with fire abilities before. But you come across other characters as well, like one is all about alchemy, one's all about like books and runes, one's about crystals, one's about like magic paint. So there's a lot of different magic here, and I like how each character gets their own type of magic and preferences along with their own unique personality. Another really cool thing about all of the different characters' personalities is there is a ton of awareness to the LGBTQ+ community, and I apologize if I have any of these pronouns incorrect because I don't have a lot of exposure to this kind of community, but I'm trying to learn a lot more about this side of people's sexual preferences and gender pronouns, and so I'm trying to learn quite a lot. In this game, I don't think there's any straight characters at all, at least none that I know of. And there's characters that don't identify with either a male or a female, so we've referred to them as they, and there's a lot to be learned even while playing through this game. I learned a lot more about the LGBTQ+ community that I didn't know previously, so it's cool that it gets so much representation here. Now, how the combat works is it takes place on a 3x12 square grid, and different characters have different movements and you can move into different squares, and each character has a unique set of spells that affect different areas of squares. You can lay down traps, you can heal your companions, you can do a ton of stuff and find your favorite characters because you are set to 3 of these different characters in your party at one time. Now don't worry about mixing and matching because every time you gain XP, all of your party members gain XP even if they didn't participate in battle. So don't feel like you have to stick with the same 3 the whole time. You're free to experiment with your favorite 3 characters. There is active time button pressing to maximize results, similar to something like Bug Fables or Paper Mario. The timing can be actually quite difficult to pull off, and it is quite stingy. You have to get really used to your character's spells to master the timing of them because it is so touchy. You have to get it like within the 10 milliseconds, it feels like. Even for defending, it's kind of tough encountering a new enemy here because they have different sets of attacks. So you really have to master the timing for each of these defending of enemy attacks and mastering your own attack timing. Now, if this sounds intimidating at all, you do have the option to turn this completely off to get the best possible results when attacking and defending. So don't feel intimidated doing that because I felt even myself, I couldn't get the timing quite right sometimes. Now, by the end of the game, I felt like it was fine, but I mean, there's no shame in turning that option on to turn off the active timing button presses. I feel like the battles can take maybe a tad too long. Now, to counteract that, there aren't random battle encounters. It's something similar to like Paper Mario where you see the enemies in the overworld and you touch them to initiate battle. I wish there was some sort of system in place like in Paper Mario where if you get the like first strike on them in the overworld, then you do a little bit of extra damage to them, or maybe you could get a preemptive strike on the enemies. Just something there, but no, you just touch them and it starts up the combat. And the turn sequences is based on the character's speed stats. So the higher your speed, the more likely you are going to get a turn. There's a lot of other stats in play here too, but nothing too complicated. Mostly I stuck to boosting up my strength and boosting up my speed so I could hit hard and hit fast and defeat the enemy before they get too many attacks on me. And if you are good at landing those active timing button presses, then you won't take too much damage even if your defense stat is a little lower. Certain things can affect these stats, so leveling up will boost up your stats, and you can also equip different gear to your characters as well. Leveling up also occasionally will unlock new spells for your party members as well. So this game never felt too grindy. I never felt like I needed to go and defeat a bunch of random enemies in order to level up to be able to handle some of these encounters. However, I did feel the incentive to do so because unlocking new spells is always an exciting thing. Exploring Ikenfell was really fun and magical, and I came to really learn the whole school grounds, and being able to unlock different parts of Ikenfell as the story progresses is always exciting. And you occasionally gather up new party members in your team, and it just adds a lot of progress that makes me feel like I'm really progressing in this game. And I always see that carrot dangling in front of me where I want to move forward in the game because I want to see what's next and what areas I can explore in Ikenfell. There's cats scattered all around Ikenfell that are sleeping because, you know, this is a school for witches and wizards, and these act as healing points and saving points. So you pet the cat to heal up your whole party, and then you can save at the cat. And every time you save, the cat makes a little meow noise. And I always thought it was fun to turn up the noise and just hear that little meow. It's just got a whole cozy aesthetic to this game, and the music definitely helps here. The music is absolutely wonderful. And even if you aren't interested in playing this game, I recommend giving the OST a listen. It's this cool blend of chip tunes and real music. So you'll hear like a real piano, but then little chip tune noises, beeps and bops added to it. If you've ever watched Steven Universe, I believe that the person in charge of music from Steven Universe was involved to some capacity here. There's even a couple songs with lyrics in them too. Not many, maybe like 3 or 4 songs, and I wish there was a lot more, but I just think the soundtrack in here is absolutely amazing. Now, besides progressing in the story, you might have a couple other incentives to explore the land of Ikenfell. One of them being finding these gems hidden throughout the world. You'll see little sparkles on the ground, and if you go pick up these gems, you can exchange these gems for better equipment, such as accessories that will do various amounts of things, and then you can upgrade these accessories. There's even a part in the game where you are assigned a image, and you have to go find somewhere in Ikenfell where that image takes place. So a little bit of hide and seeking there. Visually, it is simplistic, pixely graphics, but I really do enjoy the visuals here. I think they're fun and kind of retro, but kind of modern at the same time. Overall, I'm gonna give this game a 5 out of 5. I had a great time playing it, and it took maybe like 15, 16 hours, and I never felt like it was overstaying its welcome. I'm actually quite bummed that this game didn't get more recognition, and it actually got some poor reviews from what I've read after playing through this game, and I'm gonna say that that shouldn't deter you, and you should definitely give this game a chance. It really shines in its story. The combat is all right, it's pretty decent, but this game really shines in its characters and its plot line. So at least watch a playthrough of it if you're curious at all. I heartily recommend this game, actually. Well, guys, that's it for me. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about Ikenfell, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. Otherwise, I'll talk to you later. Bye!